half-hour post ratio. So we got quite a bit on tomorrow.
I know a lot of people stop you. You're very popular in the paddock with the fans, and I know because this is for the fans. The fans are watching this, and often, obviously, a TV show like that you're in, talking about Formula One, doesn't get a chance often for you to talk about what you do. Not everybody knows your history, and it's a fascinating one because you cover all the spectrums from Formula One to sports car racing and right across Le Mans, everything.
Well, I certainly have done, because now I'm with NBC. I really just do Formula One, which is plenty, with 20 races. It's 20 next year. So no, it's been a very good experience to join NBC, which means now that I've done all the networks: CBS, ABC, ESPN, Speed, Fox, NBC, NBCSN. So pretty well covered the spectrum now. And no, it's been a good year. I think the NBC guys in the top office are pretty pleased with how things have been going. Our ratings are going up. We're now surpassing the ratings we had with Speed, and of course, considering we were there for like 15 years, that's a pretty good way to jump right out of the box. But it is amazing how many fans know us, guys. I'm always amazed. It's the strangest people you wouldn't expect to be interested in Formula One. You know, I went to some Greasy Spoon restaurant last year after I'd actually been public speaking in Dallas. And I went to a funny old restaurant. Don't know how I got in there, but the guy in there's, "Oh, you're David Hobbs." I said, "How the hell would you?"
That's great.
Yeah.
Big weekend though, also for Formula One. Tell us what's what are you going to put in your running order? Everybody here is going to be DVRing it, I'm sure. But what are your big subjects? What's happening?
Well, of course, this is turning out to be a bigger weekend than we thought it was. Obviously, both championship constructors and drivers are done. But obviously, second place is very important because not only is prestige, but there's a lot of money involved on the way the pay scale goes. We've got the last two teams, Marussia and Caterham, fighting it out to get that vital 10th spot, because the difference between 10th and 11th is somewhere in the region of $25 to $30 million. So it's very important for them. Even though they have no points, it's where they have scored, it's where they finished that counts. And then, of course, you've got the race between Mercedes and Ferrari, which is hotting up. And at the moment, the pendulum seems to be swinging Mercedes' way because they've done very well here in practice. Obviously, qualifying to come. And then, of course, the other big thing is Sebastian Vettel. Can he win 8 in a row? Which, if he does, be the first time it's happened for 60 years, almost exactly. And, of course, which is setting him up for 9 in a row in a week's time in Brazil, which, of course, will be equaling the all-time record of 9 wins. And, of course, if he can do those 9 wins, he will also be 13 wins in the season, which will be the same as Michael Schumacher. He's already level pegging with Michael Schumacher on the 2 below that. So a lot of things that Sebastian Vettel can do this weekend to really, really, really cement his name in the record books. And he's doing all this while he's only 26.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've driven against and known probably all the great champions in the last few years. Do you rate him as highly as people are now starting to talk in terms of?
Well, I think you have to, because obviously the Red Bull is a great car.
Yeah.
Adrian Newey has an amazing car. Unfortunately for Mercedes and Ferrari, it's got even better in the last few weeks. Since the summer break and they changed back to the old constructed Pirelli tyres, it definitely suited the Red Bull better. But Adrian, in his usual aerodynamic genius way, has come up with a way of making the car fast in a straight line as well now. You know, for the last 2 years, it's always been quickest around the track. But their Achilles heel was they were a bit slow in a straight line. Suddenly, it's quick in a straight line as well. So that's even more of a kiss of death for the others. But I think that Sebastian Vettel, his driving, joined with Adrian Newey, I think Adrian Newey's genius has developed a way of making the car really suit Sebastian Vettel's driving style. Because when he joined Red Bull with Mark Webber, I mean, their times were pretty similar. And in fact, Mark Webber nearly won that World Championship in 2010. Yes. But now, I mean, it's no contest. I mean, there's Sebastian Vettel's leading with 340-odd points, and Webber's 200 points behind and is in 5th in the championship. So it's obviously not all the car. Now, Mark Webber has been very unfortunate, and if there's any trouble, it always seems to strike his car. So he's had 3 DNFs, which obviously hasn't helped his points conquest. But nevertheless, Sebastian seems to be just riding, you know, really getting into a zone of his own.
Well, David, thanks for coming on, and thanks for sharing with the audience out here at the Circuit of the Americas. I know they've enjoyed it as much as I have. The man with all the expressions, I keep trying to find out what his next one will be, but one thing's for sure, I'm sure here this weekend there'll be one schmozzle or two. David Hobbs for the Formula One experience.